All right, guys, welcome to the show tonight. We're going to be doing 10 tips that can help you find more deals. Let me just get my list out here. I wanted to make sure I had it very perfectly written here. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then I'm going to be putting particular keywords in here. So, if you're in the chat, if you're online chatting there, I'm going to give some tips and I'm going to say, if you want this, drop this, and I'll send you those files as we go through the night here. So, what we're going to be doing is just these harsh truths about deal finding and real estate deals, the what it actually takes and what it actually is, and you can kind of gauge yourself against the things that are happening or not happening in your business. So I'm going to just rattle them off. I'm going to give you the keyword, and if you want to drop it in the chat, if you're on Instagram or if you're on the recording here at the Zoom, just drop the whatever deals or marketing, whatever it says the drop is, and then I'll get you those files later tonight, depending on what you have or particular videos based on what it is we're talking about. So let's jump in because we've only got half an hour here. So number one, the harsh the harsh truth about real estate deals. So if you're waiting for the perfect deal to land on your lap, you'll be waiting forever. Most new investors think that they need a secret list or inside access to get deals, but the truth, the people closing deals are making them happen. So deals don't just come to you, you create them. And it starts by knowing where to look, how to talk to sellers, and making offers the right way. So if you're ready to stop waiting, start getting those results in that section of your business, drop deals in the chat and we'll get that to you. So, number two, why realtors aren't sending you deals. Realtors have the deals you want, but they're not sending them to you. And here's why: they don't trust you, they don't think you can close, and they're giving their best deals to investors they know will execute. Want to change that? Call 50 realtors a week, build the relationships, show them you're serious. The more you call, the more deals come your way. If you want that exact realtor script, the one that I use to get deals, comment calls below and I'll send that over to you. Now, number three, how to get off market deals no one else knows about. By the time a deal hits MLS, you're already too late. Most of the time, those deals have been picked through by investors like me. So if it hits MLS, chances are it's been passed on because it's not a deal. The best deals never make it online. They never make it to the market. Investors are locking them up before they get listed. So if you're only searching Zillow or realtor.ca, you're missing out. If you want to fix that, drop 50 direct seller notes this week. Build a real buyer's list and make 10 offers every week. That's how you start winning. You want that exact step-by-step framework in the notes, drop script, and I'll send you my proven template to make that happen. Now, number four, the offer strategy that gets more accepted deals. If you're not making at least 10 offers a week, you're playing the game wrong. Most new investors hesitate because they're scared of rejection. But guess what? The more you offer, the more you win. So use this three-step formula. Call the realtor, find out what they think that the ARV is. Offer them a very casual, low offer, lower than you think. Get rejected, build that thick skin up, follow up, because we're tagging the property so they know we're interested. The price might not be right yet, but at least we are letting them know we're interested. And when the price matches or situation changes, we're on the list of people that they get the call. So for that exact script and offer structure, just drop offer and I'll DM it to you. Number five, we're trying to go quick here. So number five, the number one mistake that's stopping you from getting deals. So the biggest reason you don't have a deal is you're overthinking it. I see it all the time with coaching and all the people that I've taught. People watching endless YouTube videos, analyzing numbers for weeks. but never make a move. Success in real estate comes to action, calls, offers, networking every single week. If you're not making moves, you're falling behind. So if you want a real plan to take action this week, DM me action and I'll send you the step-by-step checklist for the blueprinted deals. Now, I had this conversation earlier with about someone who's thinking about maybe getting real estate training. And I was thinking, they're like, I need to think about it. Fair enough. Real estate is about getting information and taking action quickly and betting on yourself. And if you're hesitating on a mentorship because you have the money, but you're not sure about it, keep making offers until you find the one that fits. But to think about it, that's a waste of time. And the same for doing real estate deals. All deals are opportunity. So how you look at opportunity and how you approach opportunity. If you're hesitating constantly, you may never do anything. So it's action steps, the small ones that get us over the line here. Just take a drink. So we're rolling here. Number 6, the only marketing plan you need to get more deals. If you're not getting leads, your pipeline is empty, and an empty pipeline means no deals. Most people call a realtor once, they may send a text and expect magic to happen, but that's not how it works. You need to do these 3 things every week. You need to be reaching out to the realtors on the phone from last week to see how things went, even to find out exactly what you knew was going to happen anyway. Then texting the realtors that you're on a text level conversation with just to say, hey, what's going on? How did the deal go? Better to call them. But if you have that text relationship, that might be how that realtor works in business. Some are callers, some are texters. And so building those relationships every week, if you do this for 90 days, watch what happens. So if you want my weekly deal finding checklist, drop marketing and I'll send that over to you. Now, number 7, the secrets of finding deals that nobody talks about. So do you want to know how top investors get deals others don't see? They don't rely on just one strategy. They stack multiple deal sources while you're just searching MLS. They're doing direct mail, networking, cold calls, agent outreach all at once. If you want to 10x your deal flow, you need to mix direct to seller, realtor outreach, and investor referrals. It's not just one thing, it's a whole system. So as I was saying before, if you want that deal finding stack, I'm going to put the videos together. I'm going to put the checklist together, drop stack in the comments, and I'll send that over for you to my personal process with you. Now, number 8, the fastest way to start making $100,000 in real estate. You don't need 5 years to start making $100,000 in real estate. You just need the right strategy. Most investors focus on the wrong things. They waste time learning instead of taking action. They second guess every step. The fastest path is to find motivated sellers, make the 10 offers a week, build a buyer's list, and repeat. Those who stick to this will make $100,000 a year easy. You want my exact 8-week deal closing blueprint? DM blueprint, and I'll send that over to you. Let's see how many more we have. Two more, and then I'm going to break into the big stuff here. So number 9, the reason you're not getting seller responses. So if sellers aren't calling you back, you're doing this wrong. Most people sound like every other investor. Hey, do you want to sell your house? That's boring. Sellers ignore boring. You need to stand out. Hit them with a line like, I'm looking to buy 3 properties this month. Would you be open to an offer? Something that makes them curious, because curiosity gets replies. Want my best cold outreach scripts? Drop sellers in the chat. I'll send that over to you. I got tons of interesting things to say. Number 10, the simple formula for closing more deals. Okay. If you want more deals, you only need 3 things. Most people overcomplicate this business, but it all comes down to 1, finding sellers, 2, building relationships, and 3, making offers. If you focus on those 3 things daily, you will close deals no matter the market, no matter your experience. You want my exact weekly action plan that keeps my clients closing deals? DM plan, and I'll send that over to you. So if you need any of those, I'm also going to be providing the recording. I think that's enough of like rattling it off. Let's talk about what is actually working. So if you've been following the blueprinted deals, we're going to be talking about that in deal chat in a little bit. If you've been following the blueprinted deals, you're going to know that the actions do line up. I'm not, we're not doing a ton of high ticket volume, but you really need to look at it like $3,000 to $5,000 a week. Repeatable is a business that you can grow from the start. If you can get into that in, 30 to 60, somewhere in the month to 2 month range, and you're making now 5, 10, 15, 20, you start rolling and you're making between 15 and $20,000 a month on these wholesales following a very systematized process. From there, it only gets better in the sense that this entire business relies on lead flow. And if you're able to generate your own lead flow plus take advantage of the open market lead flow, because all that was created by someone too. All the agents putting their signs up, sending out their calendar with the picture of your house on it. They spent money, we spend time, we spend money, and both of us are trying to attract the sellers from the marketplace. But when we look at it this way, we say, everyone's seen MLS, even you. What's in your private book? What are you doing to access the other side of the network where people are maybe just never going to list with a realtor? So, three reasons why the sellers that you want to talk to aren't listed on MLS. Number one, the reason they don't want people to go through the house, it's a mess. Two, they don't want the neighbors to know what the inside of the house looks like. And three, they don't want the volume of people going through their house. So when you're wholesaling a property, you can give them that value. Limited showings, discreet, discretion is the word. We can provide that. Realtors cannot. And so the sellers that we want aren't found there. They're found from having real conversations about what's going on at the house by dropping your direct to seller letters. So again, if you want that, I've got a overview file of that entire process. It's about 45 minutes long. What are we going to spin on that one? We'll call it, send me DM process, and I'll send that to you. So if you're watching the recording, I get those chats, whatever you drop in there, I'll send them to you. If you're on Instagram, drop that as well. So the conversations that I had this week with sellers were varying degrees, but the letter that we use delivers consistently because of the approach, the older and more hiding behind something than the regular letter. The regular letter doesn't work on these people. They're responding to a human nature that feels familiar to them from an era that we don't exist in anymore. So if you really want to get the attention of a particular demographic, you have to speak their language. So if we want to speak to everyone who's like 70 plus, then we have to imagine being 20 in the 1970s and the type of communication that they were born in and that they operate on. And then if you're dealing with people that are like 70, 80, 80, 90, they would have been writing letters to each other and only talking on the phone. If we really look at the target person and work our marketing backwards, we have a tendency to be working our marketing from ourselves out. And that can grab a certain type of people, with a pay per click. You imagine that if we're on Instagram here or we're on Facebook here, who's actually watching this? And if I'm running Facebook ads or Instagram ads or any sort of other online ad, will it ever actually reach the people I'm trying to get a hold of? It may reach the children of the people I actually want to get a hold of, but it's not going to reach those people. They might not even have a computer. They have a cell phone that they need like a magnifying glass to actually look at. So when we look at our marketing, how can we reverse engineer it so that it attracts more of that type of person instead of, because we need people with equity. So if you reverse the buyers list, the sellers, that the people we're actually trying to get a hold of, what is the demographic that the people we want to talk to typically occupy? And then what type of media do they typically consume? And what is their date like? What does the customer's life look like? And where in the customer's life can we meet them to deliver our message? Is it radio? Is it Facebook ads? Yeah. Is it the paper? Is it the newspaper? Or is it, a flyer, but not a flyer? I think that's the one that works really well. A flyer that's not a flyer, the one that's like kind of handwritten, but could still be a flyer. You might catch people from like 70 down. And then the Facebook ads, those videos do catch people. But imagine then that these people maybe don't watch reels. So where do you catch them? On the side of a video, on a website, on an article, on a blog article that they're reading. So reverse engineer the person. So let's say you're hunting foreclosures. Where in the foreclosure world of that avatar would they be able to interact with our um, advertisements? Well, they're not going to the bank. The places of financial misery. So you might be able to put your signs around all the easy financial places, the loan sharks, the second mortgage offices. If you went and put bandit signs or just intercepted the people going in and out of the loan office all day, or if you're just handing out flyers to people who go in and out of the loan office about what it is you do. Maybe they go in there and you're putting them on cars, and or you're sitting there in your car with your We Buy Houses magnet, just drinking coffee, and you always stop when you have time in between your stuff in the parking lot of a loan office to catch the mortgage defaulting people going to get a second mortgage all day. You just set up camp. These are crazy ideas, but what I'm trying to get you guys to do is spitball the idea, because we're all hunting different things. Where do landlords go? Where do landlords in misery end up coming from? Landlords in misery are probably hitting up the Habitat for Humanity restore, the secondhand building materials stores, because they're smashed up again. They don't have any money, but they got to get it back working so they can rent it. So now they're in the parking lot of the Habitat for Humanity restore putting a toilet in, because the last tenant broke the toilet and they don't have $200, but they have 50. So they're going to be doing it that way. So again, the motivation, the moment, and where those things actually land is going to be the key, because we're looking at the fact that, where can we get this sign? How can we get this sign seen? And is this even the sign we want? Does this actually reach our demographic? So reverse engineering the deal finding to the customer instead of what we want. I'm looking for this and I want to do that, and that's cool. However, what we really want is to find the interception point of the people we actually want to talk to. So for me, when I'm in the field, I'm directly flyering the houses that need work to ask them why it's that way. And that's the conversation that really will be helpful for both you and them. What's going on over there? It's a mess. I know. What are you going to do about it? Well, I'm around the corner. I could pop by and take a look at that roof and give you a number on it. I'm in the business. I can get that roof fixed. If that's all they need from me, the service and the conversation will be enough. Maybe the roof guy throws me $100 for the lead. Cool. On to the next. Because they're not selling, but they need help. So if you can approach your outbound messaging with how can I help instead of what do I want, you're going to get more conversations and calls and be able to monetize more people because you're actually reaching out to the customer in need and figuring out how you can help them. And maybe the solution is that we can buy that house, we can sell it, or maybe the solution is you just need the roof done. And I know a guy. So when we look at all these things, I dropped a huge amount of lists. If you're watching in the recording, if you're watching it on Instagram, I'll put the recording up and then we can take a look at, you can look for what you're looking. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes down to this. If you're looking for a roadmap to get started in real estate, I've started hundreds of people into this thing. They've done as well as they put their mind to it. But the information and the execution implementation is there. So if you're looking for that stuff, let me know. And again, I'll see you um, next week, 8:30 Central Time. And we're going to go to deal chat. Stop the recording. Boom.